The room was dimly lit by the fading afternoon sun as I sat curled up on the couch, staring at my phone screen, trying to summon the courage to make a life-changing decision. Jack had been distant lately, his mood darkened by the constant pressure of his failing business. It was like living with a shadow of the man I once knew, and it hurt to watch him sink deeper into his struggles. Our relationship had hit a point where every conversation felt strained, almost transactional. I could feel him slipping away, emotionally barricading himself behind the weight of his own problems. And me? Well, I had my own internal battle. I had been trying to figure out if I could really trust the opportunity presented by that mysterious figure from the networking event, a man who hinted at a chance for profound change. I replayed that encounter in my head over and over. His words echoed, "If you want real transformation, if you want to break free, you have to remove the beliefs that hold you back." At first, it sounded like another empty promise, but the more I thought about it, the more I knew he was right. My life had become a cycle of fear and doubt, and now Jack was caught in the same web. That's when I found it, a class that promised to teach how to remove limiting beliefs. It wasn't just a course, it was a chance for us to break free from everything that was holding us back. Jack's business had been stagnant for months, and I knew his frustration had turned into something darker, depression. I felt it in his late-night sighs, his cold distance, and the way he'd stopped talking about his dreams. He needed this as much as I did, but how could I convince him to take that leap with me? Suddenly, I heard Jack walking through the door, his footsteps heavy as he dropped his keys on the table. I was about to explain what I'd discovered when my phone buzzed, interrupting my thoughts. It was a call from Sophie, a close friend of mine who had recently taken the same class and seen incredible changes in her own life. I picked up the call, my voice lowering as I slipped into the bedroom for privacy. "I think I'm going to do it," I said quietly. "I've been thinking about everything you said. It's time I remove what's been holding me back. But it's not just me. I know Jack needs this too. He's been struggling so much." Sophie's voice on the other end was soothing but firm. "This class isn't just another course, you know that. It's about rewiring your mind, clearing out all the garbage you've been holding onto, and learning to build the life you've always wanted. Trust me, you won't regret it. And if Jack isn't ready, you have to do it for yourself first." The conversation was deep, emotional, and laced with that familiar tone of hope Sophie always managed to infuse into her words. But little did I know, Jack was outside the bedroom door, overhearing only fragments of what I was saying. He couldn't hear Sophie, and what he did hear didn't sound right to him. "I know he'll be suspicious at first," I said, not realizing the weight of those words without context. "But this could change everything for us. I just need to figure out how to tell him without him thinking I'm doing something shady." Jack, standing just outside, clenched his jaw. His mind raced, filled with uncertainty and anxiety. His relationship with me had already been shaky, and now his business was falling apart. He heard only what his mind convinced him to believe, that I was keeping something from him, maybe even working with someone else behind his back. That man at the networking event, the one he caught me talking about, had always seemed off to him. Suddenly, Jack barged into the bedroom, his face tight with anger and confusion. "Who were you talking to?" he demanded, his voice sharper than I had ever heard it. "And what's this about someone being suspicious of me?" I froze, the phone still in my hand. His accusation hit me like a brick wall, but I quickly realized what must have been going through his mind. He thought I was hiding something, maybe even being unfaithful. But the truth was so far from that. "Jack, wait," I said, standing up to face him. "It's not what you think." His eyes were filled with hurt and suspicion. "Then what is it? What's going on? Who is this guy you keep talking about? You've been distant, secretive, and now you're talking about something that couldn't change everything. What am I supposed to think?" I took a deep breath, realizing this was the moment. I had to tell him everything. The opportunity, the class, the chance for us both to break free from the chains that were holding us down. "Jack, I know things have been hard lately, and I know I haven't been as open with you as I should have been, but it's not because I'm hiding something from you. It's because I've found something that could help both of us. He crossed his arms, still on edge. What are you talking about? I've been struggling too, I continued, my voice softening. With us, with everything going on. And I found this class, this opportunity to remove all the limiting beliefs we've been carrying around for years. It's about transforming the way we think, how we approach life, and I know it could change everything for us. Your business, my self-doubt, all of it. But I didn't know how to bring it up to you because I know you're already feeling overwhelmed. Jack's expression shifted, the tension in his body starting to loosen. A class. That's what this is about? I nodded. Yes. And it's not just for me, it's for both of us. I know you've been struggling with your business, and I see how it's affecting you. I just didn't want to pressure you into something if you weren't ready. For a long moment, Jack was silent, his eyes searching mine. Slowly, he sat down on the edge of the bed, his shoulders slumping. I'm tired, he finally said, his voice raw. I don't know how much longer I can keep going like this, but I don't know if some class is going to fix everything. I don't know if it will fix everything either, I admitted. But I think it's a start, and I don't want to go through this without you. I believe in this, Jack. I believe in us. The room was quiet, the weight of the moment hanging between us. Then Jack looked at me, something softer in his eyes. All right, he said, his voice barely above a whisper. Let's give it a try. A wave of relief washed over me, but there was still a sense of uncertainty about what lay ahead. I didn't know what the class would bring, but I knew that this was the first step towards something better, for both of us. As we sat there side by side, I couldn't help but feel a sense of anticipation. What would happen once we started this journey together? Would it really change everything, like I hoped? One thing was for sure, our story wasn't over yet, and I had a feeling the next chapter was going to be even more surprising than either of us expected. Curious about what happens next? Well, let's just say the class reveals more than we ever bargained for. Stay tuned.